Morning, everyone. I was given a word by God, and I wanted to share it with you. And my scripture is James 1 from the book of James, verses 2 through 4. And it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Now, when I think of testing of faith, oddly enough, the thing it really reminds me of, and I'm sort of a weapons nerd, is the making of a sword. When you start out with making a sword, all you have really is a lump of iron ore, full of impurities. Iron is there, but it's also full of impurities. For it to even be ready to be forged, first they have to, of course, smelt it and pull the impurities out of it. That is the first part of the testing of our faith. When we are young believers, we are like a lump of iron ore. Now, of course, as time goes on, eventually that iron ore's impurities are smelted off and we're left with a bar of iron. Now, a bar of iron is a bar of iron, and it certainly is more use than a bunch of rocks with iron in it, but it's still not where it needs to be. I feel like this is where a lot of young Christians are. We have the potential to become very useful, but we're still stagnant. And finally, the last thing that we have to do is take that bar of iron and make it into a sword. And as a sword, it has reached its greatest level of working use. Now, I would probably imagine that this bar of iron, say that it has feelings, say that it can feel everything it goes through. Now, I would imagine that if I was that lump of iron ore, it wouldn't be very pleasant for me. I'd be getting thrown from piece of fire into fire, getting scorched, getting cold. Then, of course, that doesn't even include getting pounded by a hammer. It would probably be pretty unpleasant. But it all leads up to making an effective tool that can be used. We as Christians, I know for a fact, when I know that my faith is being tested, I hate it. I can't stand it because of the agony that sometimes you feel. Sometimes it's really almost unbearable, like being thrown in the fire. But we have to sit back and realize this may hurt for the moment, but what is this forging, if you will, going to bring? A sword is a very effective weapon. We have to be effective tools for God's kingdom. And if we are going to be effective tools for God's kingdom, we have to go through our own forging process. We have to be put through the fire. If we are to be of any use to God's kingdom, because as new believers or a lump of iron ore, we aren't any use. There's nothing that can be done with us. We can't really do much. Even as a bar of iron or as a new or inexperienced believer, there's not that much we can do. But as an experienced, seasoned believer who has gone through the tests of faith as a sword of God, we can do many things for His kingdom. I don't know what's testing you. I mean, it could be anything. It could be the personal struggles. It could be struggles on the outside. But just know this. No matter what it is, you have to know God is always beside you. Just like the blacksmith is always with his lump of iron, always shaping it and melding it, God is shaping you and melding you to be used by His kingdom. Thank you very much, and I hope this word blesses you.